The current expense budget ending fund balance on December 2nd was $2,820,898. With that balance, the treasurer had made a recommendation that we increase the ending fund balance or the beginning fund balance for 2016 up to her recommendation of about $4.7 million in a letter that she wrote to the commissioners last week. With that in mind, the budget was modified to include additional revenues in 2014. The November financials reflect funding and revenue streams that have increased over even what has already been projected. We've received an additional $200,000 in sales taxes, an additional $200,000 in payments from the Department of Natural Resources, and I'm expecting the unexpended budget authority to increase by a minimum of $285,701. That, in addition to the elimination of a loan payment to ER&R in 2014 for $116,322, which will occur in 2015, 16, and 17 per the state auditor's requests. That brought our ending fund balance in 2014 up to, we'll have another written down, $7,234,903. So that's what we're starting 2015 with. And those were the adjustments to get us to a new beginning fund balance.
What's that number?
$7,234,903.
Okay.
In addition to that, 2015 was changed by eliminating the property tax increase. Because of the maximum 1% increase that's allowable by law, which was reduced based on the assessor's calculation to 0.36%. The commission has decided not to include property tax increases in the 2015 budget. What was increased is an increase of the sales tax revenue projections of $200,000, plus an increase in swift and certain receipts from the Department of Corrections in the jail budget, or in the current expense jail dollars, of $250,000, as well as the traffic policing diversion increase of $300,000 to $1,500,000. What was changed on the expenditure side was a reduction of the capital improvements coming out of current expense funding of $200,000. It was transferred into REITs 1 and 2. There is an allowance for O&M expenditures for county properties of $100,000 in each of those funds for a period of years up to 2016 that we're going to take advantage of and use the REIT funding for capital improvements on the county facilities and parks rather than taking it out of current expense. So that expenditure was moved into the REITs 1 and 2. The IT budget was also funded out of current expense, and it covers all of the current expense departments and is paid for from non-departmental as a basic cost of doing business for the county. What the budget does include...
Before you go,
I'm sorry.
Could you please kind of clarify also that those monies will be coming out of non-departmental into...
That has no monetary impact. Each of the current expense departments has a budget line item to cover computer costs, and those costs are being reduced, and for all of current expense departments and current expense non-departmental, as one department will make those payments into the IT fund.
Rick, it does have one impact that nobody was known until we put it in now, and that was the $116,000 for the sheriff's department.
And that's where this year we have supplemental for $116,000 to include the IT costs from the sheriff's office to be funded into IT, to be equitably charged throughout all of the current expense departments. That needs to continue for 2015, and that would be added into that expense as well. So as a function of the 116, it's added in 14, and then will also be added in 15 as well.
But we're paying for it, but the sheriff's department's not being charged for. We're
Correct.
paying it in
Okay.
turn.
Correct.
Okay.
The sheriff's office is not being charged.
So normally it would have been charged.
Correct. What the budget does include is $1,285,357 to the sheriff's office, an increase of 14% over the 2014 budget, and includes $700,000 for the deputies' collective bargaining agreement, $174,718 for the increase to the command staff salaries, $47,871 for the COLA and medical increase for the corrections and support staff, $454,327 for the increased costs of care and custody for additional inmate capacity in the jail due to the recent remodel. Staffing levels are increased by adding a record specialist in the sheriff's administrative offices, a corrections officer to allow courthouse weapon screening to function for longer hours and to assist in the county campus for security, a sheriff's deputy in the fourth quarter, and 2 corrections officers, 1 in the third and 1 in the fourth quarter. Countywide, the budget includes increases in staffing for the following departments: a .5 accounting tech in the auditor's office, a full FTE in probation in the district court, a .4 juvenile probation volunteer coordinator training, 1 administrative assistant for the public defender's office, a public defender in the public defender's office, and a cashiers in the treasurer's office. Additionally, the prosecutor's office was funded to purchase software necessary for the processing of their daily activity. The increase to the countywide budget for departments other than the sheriff's office is $1,719,788, an increase of 10%. The budget has an ending fund balance of $4,315,463. Adding to that, unexpended budget authority in 2015, as well as deducting from that 13th month expenditures, brings the 2016 beginning fund balance to $4,725,300, closer to the benchmark that the treasurer's office has asked for. The increase in staffing will create a bow wave of expenditures that will continue into the future county budgets of, in this case, about $2,132,000. Without looking at increasing the revenue streams for the county, that will be unsustainable. The bow wave that this budget for staffing increases and the reduction of ending fund balance in this budget will make for a difficult 2016 budget, in conjunction with the contracts that are being negotiated in 2015 for 2016, and will make a very difficult 2017 budget as well.